Keith Davidson with Albertson and Davidson. I want to talk to you about marital duties and how they arise in trust and will litigation matters. And what we're talking about is the fiduciary duties that spouses owe to one another. And this is under Family Code Section 721. And these fiduciary duties are the same duties that business partners owe to one another, which means that you have to treat your partner fairly. You can't take advantage of them or their assets. And where this arises most in the cases that we handle is when you have spouses that are getting married for the second or more time. So if it's a second marriage and they have children from a previous marriage, now these fiduciary duties become highly important because a lot of times the children from each spouse will start to get a little nervous about making sure that they're going to inherit the assets of their parent, and that those assets won't go to the other spouse and then down to their children. And that's really where the fight comes about. And there is a duty between these two married couples. So once they're married, one spouse can't just take the separate property of the other spouse and make it their own or give it to their children without that spouse's consent. And so this fairness comes into it, this making sure that everybody's treating each other in good faith comes into it. And it's actually a legal duty, and it's backed up by a presumption. So anytime you have one spouse taking advantage of another one or getting a benefit from the other spouse, there is a presumption that arises under the law that that action was done by undue influence. Now that makes it very easy for the children of whichever spouse's assets were taken to come in and challenge that at a later time, to file a lawsuit to go after that spouse. So the answer here is not that spouses can't make gifts to each other or can't benefit each other. They certainly can, but it just has to be done in the right way. And that means that there's proper documentation, everybody's understanding what's going on, everybody's signing off on what's going on, and everybody's treating each other fairly and in good faith. And as long as you follow that rule, then you'll be fine with your marital duties. But when you have things that are going badly, the children can use those marital duties to establish a presumption of undue influence.